Necesito por lo menos 4 piñas.
I need at least 4 pineapples. I need at least 4 pineapples.
A Joel lo aceptaron en la Universidad de Yale.
Joel has been accepted to Yale University. Joel has been accepted to Yale University.
Nunca uso un anillo de plata y uno de oro al mismo tiempo.
I never wear a silver and a gold ring at the same time. I never wear a silver and a gold ring at the same time.
¿Toma algún medicamento para su alergia?
Do you take any medicine for your allergy? Do you take any medicine for your allergy?
El líquido se congeló inmediatamente en el congelador.
The liquid froze immediately in the freezer. The liquid froze immediately in the freezer.
La mitad de las familias comen frente a la televisión.
Half of the families eat in front of the television. Half of the families eat in front of the television.
Todos participan en el juego excepto Sandy.
Everybody takes part in the game except for Sandy. Everybody takes part in the game except for Sandy.
El cirujano salvó la vida del paciente.
The surgeon saved the patient's life. The surgeon saved the patient's life.
Estas gafas de sol están geniales.
These sunglasses look great. These sunglasses look great.
Asegúrese de que las puertas estén cerradas.
Make sure that the doors are locked. Make sure that the doors are locked.
Eventos deportivos internacionales.
International sporting events. International sporting events.
Me gustaría tomar un vaso de agua con gas.
I would like to drink a glass of sparkling water. I would like to drink a glass of sparkling water.
Tu foto está un poco borrosa.
Your photo is a bit blurry. Your photo is a bit blurry.
Todos merecen un salario alto.
Everybody deserves a high salary. Everybody deserves a high salary.
A pesar de los anuncios.
In spite of the advertisements. In spite of the advertisements.
Compro detergentes nuevos todos los meses.
I buy new detergents monthly. I buy new detergents monthly.
¿Podría reemplazar estos cojines, por favor?
Would you replace these cushions, please? Would you replace these cushions, please?
Si no tenemos noticias tuyas dentro de 3 semanas.
If we don't hear from you within 3 weeks. If we don't hear from you within 3 weeks.
Me sentí solo sin ti.
I felt lonely without you. I felt lonely without you.
Cada fotograma.
Every single picture frame. Every single picture frame.
Carter frecuentemente dona algo de dinero a los pobres.
Carter regularly donates some money to the poor. Carter regularly donates some money to the poor.
¿Entregó los documentos?
Have you handed in the documents? Have you handed in the documents?
Nuestro número de clientes está creciendo.
The number of our customers is growing. The number of our customers is growing.
Ellos la llamaron Elizabeth.
They named her Elizabeth. They named her Elizabeth.
Las vacaciones familiares son geniales para relajarse.
Family vacations are great for relaxing. Family vacations are great for relaxing.
Camilla puede perder peso fácilmente.
Camilla can lose weight easily. Camilla can lose weight easily.
Hay un cuchillo afilado en el cajón.
There is a sharp knife in the drawer. There is a sharp knife in the drawer.
¿Me prestas tus apuntes de química?
Can I borrow your chemistry notes? Can I borrow your chemistry notes?
Hace frío, así que me pondré mi suéter.
It's cold, so I'll put on my sweater. It's cold, so I'll put on my sweater.
¿Ya probaste la papa al horno?
Have you tried baked potato yet? Have you tried baked potato yet?
Ese chico mide exactamente 1.98 metros de altura.
That guy is exactly 6.5 feet tall. That guy is exactly 6.5 feet tall.
Otra vez olvidé apagar el aire acondicionado.
I have forgotten to turn off the air conditioner again. I have forgotten to turn off the air conditioner again.
Una de las principales tareas de un mesero, M.
One of the main tasks of a waiter. One of the main tasks of a waiter.
¿De qué están hablando?
What are they talking about? What are they talking about?
Soy el más joven de todos los aspirantes, M.
I am the youngest of all the applicants. I am the youngest of all the applicants.
La revista Time tiene millones de lectores.
Time magazine has millions of readers. Time magazine has millions of readers.
No puedo quitarme las botas.
I can't take off my boots. I can't take off my boots.
Estos vehículos bloquean el camino.
These vehicles block the way. These vehicles block the way.
Estaban conduciendo rápido cuando sucedió el accidente.
They were driving fast when the accident happened. They were driving fast when the accident happened.
El río está al otro lado de la montaña.
The river is on the other side of the mountain. The river is on the other side of the mountain.
El cabello de Lucy no es marrón sino rubio.
Lucy's hair isn't brown but blonde. Lucy's hair isn't brown but blonde.
Deberías rendir mejor en la escuela.
You should perform better at school. You should perform better at school.
Luchó en el ejército del 2000 al 2005.
He fought in the army from 2000 to 2005. He fought in the army from 2000 to 2005.
No puedo imaginar mi vida sin aventuras emocionantes.
I can't imagine my life without exciting adventures. I can't imagine my life without exciting adventures.
Es peligroso nadar en el lago.
It's dangerous to swim in the lake. It's dangerous to swim in the lake.
Ryan es un voluntario muy valiente.
Ryan is a brave volunteer. Ryan is a brave volunteer.
No fueron capaces de encontrar el gatito perdido.
They were unable to find the lost kitten. They were unable to find the lost kitten.
Este es el pastel de chocolate que horneé para ti.
This is the chocolate cake that I baked for you. This is the chocolate cake that I baked for you.
Tenemos descuentos grupales para turistas.
We have group discounts for tourists. We have group discounts for tourists.
Me gustan los snacks como las palomitas de maíz o los nachos.
I like snacks such as popcorn or tortilla chips. I like snacks such as popcorn or tortilla chips.
Los beneficios del ejercicio regular.
The benefits of regular exercise. The benefits of regular exercise.
El dueño de este enorme castillo.
The owner of this huge castle. The owner of this huge castle.
Sorprendí a Martin con una nueva funda para teléfono.
I surprised Martin with a new phone case. I surprised Martin with a new phone case.
10 estudiantes de intercambio llegaron de Finlandia el año pasado.
10 exchange students arrived from Finland last year. Ten exchange students arrived from Finland last year.
Si hubieras encontrado una mejor solución.
If you had found a better solution. If you had found a better solution.
En lugar del anillo de diamantes.
Instead of the diamond ring. Instead of the diamond ring.
¿Escuchaste el comunicado?
Did you hear the announcement? Did you hear the announcement?
El seguro cubre los costos.
The insurance covers the costs. The insurance covers the costs.
Los niños deberían ver más series documentales.
Children should watch more documentary series. Children should watch more documentary series.
La amabilidad de los habitantes sudafricanos.
The kindness of South African inhabitants. The kindness of South African inhabitants.
¿Podrías nombrar 3 animales salvajes?
Could you name 3 wild animals? Could you name 3 wild animals?
Siempre siento nostalgia cuando estoy en el extranjero.
I always feel homesick when I am abroad. I always feel homesick when I am abroad.
Las personas con discapacidad auditiva.
The hearing impaired people. The hearing impaired people.
Ojalá pudiera ir a un crucero por el Mediterráneo una vez.
I wish I could go on a Mediterranean cruise once. I wish I could go on a Mediterranean cruise once.
Recibí un regalo extraño de ellos.
I got an unusual gift from them. I got an unusual gift from them.
Mis 2 lavavajillas son blancas.
Both of my dishwashers are white. Both of my dishwashers are white.
Angela no puede guardar ningún secreto.
Angela can't keep any secrets. Angela can't keep any secrets.
No podemos escapar de las dificultades.
We can't avoid hardships. We can't avoid hardships.
Algunos departamentos aún están disponibles.
Some apartments are still available. Some apartments are still available.
¿Cuáles son tus planes para julio?
What are your plans for July? What are your plans for July?
Mi tren se retrasó.
My train has been delayed. My train has been delayed.
Fue una experiencia inolvidable.
It was an unforgettable experience. It was an unforgettable experience.
Me quedé sin nuevas ideas.
I have run out of new ideas. I have run out of new ideas.
Jack no me envió una invitación.
Jack didn't send me an invitation. Jack didn't send me an invitation.
¿Tienes ganas de ir conmigo a Rimini?
Do you feel like coming with me to Rimini? Do you feel like coming with me to Rimini?
Estoy nervioso por mi examen psicológico, M.
I am excited about my psychology examination. I am excited about my psychology examination.
Ana asiste a una escuela secundaria.
And attends a high school. And attends a high school.
Además de eso, también estudió arquitectura francesa.
Besides that, I also study French architecture. Besides that, I also study French architecture.
Los trillizos disfrutaron más de la caminata.
The triplets enjoyed the walk the most. The triplets enjoyed the walk the most.
Según mi cuñado.
According to my brother-in-law. According to my brother-in-law.
Nunca uso mantequilla cuando hago pancakes.
I always leave out the butter when I make pancakes. I always leave out the butter when I make pancakes.
Si hay algo que pueda hacer, llámame.
If there is anything I can do, please call me. If there is anything I can do, please call me.
Ya no usamos sal común.
We don't use regular salt any longer. We don't use regular salt any longer.
No te excedas.
Don't overwork yourself. Don't overwork yourself.
Si te pica un mosquito.
If a mosquito bites you. If a mosquito bites you.
Nos preguntaron si queríamos unirnos a ellos.
They asked us if we wanted to join them. They asked us if we wanted to join them.
Ya que hoy es un día soleado y caluroso.
Since it is sunny and hot today. Since it is sunny and hot today.
Voy a la librería a comprar un diccionario francés-húngaro.
I am going to the bookstore to buy a French-Hungarian dictionary. I am going to the bookstore to buy a French-Hungarian dictionary.
En este caso.
In this case. In this case.
Creo que tomaré un taxi a casa.
I think I'll take a taxi home. I think I'll take a taxi home.
El cabello de Joanna se ve diferente hoy.
Joanna's hair looks different today. Joanna's hair looks different today.
El gobierno quiere introducir una nueva ley.
The government wants to introduce a new law. The government wants to introduce a new law.
Es una maleta bastante ligera.
It is a pretty light suitcase. It is a pretty light suitcase.
Esta piedra es demasiado pesada para que la levante.
This stone is too heavy for me to lift. This stone is too heavy for me to lift.
¿Puedo ayudarte a llevar tu bolso?
Can I help you carry your bag? Can I help you carry your bag?
Es difícil aprender 200 nuevas palabras en portugués en una hora.
It's hard to learn 200 new Portuguese words in an hour. It's hard to learn 200 new Portuguese words in an hour.
Volveré pronto.
I'll come back soon. I'll come back soon.
Sorprendentemente, conseguimos el primer premio.
Surprisingly, we got the first prize. Surprisingly, we got the first prize.
Pospusimos el viaje hasta el próximo fin de semana.
We postponed the trip until the next weekend. We postponed the trip until the next weekend.
Me ofrecieron un excelente puesto en Toronto.
They offered me a great position in Toronto. They offered me a great position in Toronto.
El Internet veloz hace nuestra vida más fácil.
Fast internet makes our life easier. Fast internet makes our life easier.
Una nueva ventana aparece en la pantalla.
A new window appears on the screen. A new window appears on the screen.
Las verduras orgánicas son saludables.
Organic vegetables are healthy. Organic vegetables are healthy.
Generalmente tenemos un entrenamiento agotador de 2 horas cada semana.
We usually have a 2-hour, tiring training every week. We usually have a 2-hour, tiring training every week.
Sin importar el deporte que hagas.
Whatever sports you do. Whatever sports you do.
¿Me llevaría a la oficina de correos?
Would you take me to the post office? Would you take me to the post office?
Por un lado.
On the one hand. On the one hand.
Los visitantes fueron a una pequeña isla en la tarde.
The visitors went to a small island in the afternoon. The visitors went to a small island in the afternoon.
El veterinario encontró los pájaros en una cueva.
The vet found the birds in a cave. The vet found the birds in a cave.
¿Cuándo cambias el aceite de tu auto?
When do you change oil in your car? When do you change oil in your car?
Beber mucho alcohol es poco saludable.
Drinking a lot of alcohol is unhealthy. Drinking a lot of alcohol is unhealthy.
Cuando mi auto se descompone, voy a darle mantenimiento.
When my car breaks down, I go to the service. When my car breaks down, I go to the service.
Por otro lado.
On the other hand. On the other hand.
¿Cuándo fue la última vez que escribiste un correo electrónico?
When was the last time you wrote an email? When was the last time you wrote an email?
¿A qué hora debemos cenar?
What time should we have dinner? What time should we have dinner?
El clima está bastante frío.
The weather is rather chilly. The weather is rather chilly.
Los huéspedes cubanos casi pierden su tren.
The Cuban guests nearly missed their train. The Cuban guests nearly missed their train.
¿Nos prestas tus patines de hielo?
Can we borrow your ice skates? Can we borrow your ice skates?
Puedo prestarte mi navaja suiza, si quieres.
I can lend you my Swiss Army knife, if you want. I can lend you my Swiss Army knife, if you want.
¿Dónde pusiste el control remoto?
Where did you put the remote control? Where did you put the remote control?
Es arriesgado saltar de esa roca.
It is risky to jump off that rock. It is risky to jump off that rock.
No deberías subir de peso antes de la boda.
I shouldn't gain weight before the wedding. I shouldn't gain weight before the wedding.
Las escenas divertidas de películas siempre me hacen reír.
Funny movie scenes always make me laugh. Funny movie scenes always make me laugh.
Mi instructor de manejo es un hombre paciente.
My driving instructor is a patient man. My driving instructor is a patient man.
El empleador fue persistente desde el principio.
The employer was consistent from the beginning. The employer was consistent from the beginning.
La ambulancia llegó en 15 minutos.
The ambulance came in 15 minutes. The ambulance came in 15 minutes.
¿Tomaste tus pastillas esta mañana?
Did you take your pills this morning? Did you take your pills this morning?
Nuestra amistad es valiosa para mí.
Our friendship is precious to me. Our friendship is precious to me.
¿Les permites caminar en la oscuridad?
Do you allow them to walk in the dark? Do you allow them to walk in the dark?
Los alimentos saludables te ayudan a mantenerte en forma.
Healthy foods help you keep fit. Healthy foods help you keep fit.
Nos pidieron que cortáramos el cheesecake.
They begged us to cut the cheesecake. They begged us to cut the cheesecake.
Puedes lograr cualquier cosa con una actitud positiva.
You can achieve anything with a positive attitude. You can achieve anything with a positive attitude.
El precio de los productos agrícolas.
The price of agricultural products. The price of agricultural products.
Enfatizan en la importancia del agua.
They emphasized the importance of water. They emphasized the importance of water.
Una reunión personal es una forma efectiva de comunicación.
A personal meeting is an effective way of communication. A personal meeting is an effective way of communication.
El águila es uno de mis animales favoritos.
The eagle is one of my favorite animals. The eagle is one of my favorite animals.
Los ingenieros pasaron muchas horas en el nuevo proyecto.
The engineers spent many hours on the new project. The engineers spent many hours on the new project.
Nunca abandones tus sueños.
Never give up your dreams. Never give up your dreams.
El ganador tiene una voz increíble.
The winner has an amazing voice. The winner has an amazing voice.
Irlanda es un lugar espectacular.
Ireland is a spectacular place. Ireland is a spectacular place.
Joseph tenía una caña de pescar en su mano.
Joseph had a fishing rod in his hand. Joseph had a fishing rod in his hand.
Después de que emparejes las cartas.
After you match the cards. After you match the cards.
La organización cuenta con el apoyo de voluntarios.
The organization is supported by volunteers. The organization is supported by volunteers.
Hasta cierto grado.
To some degree. To some degree.
Tienes que ser minucioso en cualquier tipo de trabajo, M.
You have to be thorough in any kind of work. You have to be thorough in any kind of work.
No alcanzas a imaginar lo feliz que estoy.
You can't imagine how happy I am. You can't imagine how happy I am.
La capital de Suecia es Estocolmo.
The capital of Sweden is Stockholm. The capital of Sweden is Stockholm.
No podemos predecir nuestro futuro.
We can't predict our future. We can't predict our future.
Decidí dejar de fumar.
I decided to quit smoking. I decided to quit smoking.
Siete de 8 electricistas.
7 out of 8 electricians. 7 out of 8 electricians.
Todo el país celebra el cumpleaños de la reina.
The whole country celebrates the Queen's birthday. The whole country celebrates the Queen's birthday.
Los estudiantes de medicina reaccionaron positivamente a las críticas.
The medical students reacted positively to the criticism. The medical students reacted positively to the criticism.
Las carreteras son lo suficientemente anchas.
The roads are wide enough. The roads are wide enough.
Voy a alquilar un garaje a partir de septiembre.
I am going to rent a garage from September. I am going to rent a garage from September.
Tu tarta de manzana huele maravilloso.
Your apple pie smells wonderful. Your apple pie smells wonderful.
Ella me pidió que la llevara a casa.
She asked me to take her home. She asked me to take her home.
¿A veces prepara sopa de champiñones?
Do you sometimes prepare mushroom soup? Do you sometimes prepare mushroom soup?
En la superficie del agua.
On the surface of the water. On the surface of the water.
Siempre intentamos hacer planes para los fines de semana.
We always try to make plans for the weekends. We always try to make plans for the weekends.
Mientras Joey estaba cruzando la calle.
As Joey was crossing the street. As Joey was crossing the street.
Fue un día tan claro y hermoso.
It was such a bright and beautiful day. It was such a bright and beautiful day.
¿Me puede dar algo más de tiempo para esta tarea?
Can I have some more time for this task? Can I have some more time for this task?
Si todos hubieran seguido las reglas, podrían haber ganado el segundo lugar.
If everybody had kept the rules, they could have won the second place. If everybody had kept the rules, they could have won the second place.
Se ocupan de los siguientes temas.
They deal with the following topics. They deal with the following topics.
Seattle está ubicado entre Vancouver y Portland.
Seattle is situated between Vancouver and Portland. Seattle is situated between Vancouver and Portland.
Tengo que apurarme ahora.
I have to hurry now. I have to hurry now.
La película dura 2 horas y media.
The movie lasts for 2.5 hours. The movie lasts for 2.5 hours.
Espero que tengamos la oportunidad de hablar con ellos.
I hope we will have a chance to talk to them. I hope we will have a chance to talk to them.
Tengo muchas ganas de ir a las Bahamas.
I am looking forward to going to the Bahamas. I am looking forward to going to the Bahamas.
No soporto el sabor de los camarones.
I can't stand the taste of shrimp. I can't stand the taste of shrimp.
Él me deslumbró con sus historias.
He fascinated me with his stories. He fascinated me with his stories.
¿Qué es lo que más disfrutas de tu trabajo?
What do you enjoy most about your job? What do you enjoy most about your job?
El viento todavía sopla.
The wind is still blowing. The wind is still blowing.
Los peatones se mojaron en la tormenta.
The pedestrians got wet in the thunderstorm. The pedestrians got wet in the thunderstorm.
Personas mayores con intereses similares.
Elderly people with similar interests. Elderly people with similar interests.
La papelera está al lado de la lavadora.
The trash can is next to the washing machine. The trash can is next to the washing machine.
¿Puedes sostener la bandeja por mí?
Would you hold the tray for me? Would you hold the tray for me?
¿Tienes un pañuelo?
Do you have a tissue? Do you have a tissue?
En el valle.
In the valley. In the valley.
Me gustaría tomarte una foto.
I would like to take a photo of you. I would like to take a photo of you.
En Navidad comemos col rellena y pastel de semillas de amapola.
At Christmas we eat stuffed cabbage and poppy seed cake. At Christmas we eat stuffed cabbage and poppy seed cake.
Dos de mis anteriores novias.
Two of my old girlfriends. Two of my old girlfriends.
El agua no es ni fría ni caliente.
The water is neither cold nor hot. The water is neither cold nor hot.
El té está tibio.
The tea is lukewarm. The tea is lukewarm.
Las familias se reúnen todas las noches alrededor de la mesa del comedor.
Families gather around the dining table every evening. Families gather around the dining table every evening.
Daniela a veces llega tarde a las reuniones.
Daniela sometimes arrives late for meetings. Daniela sometimes arrives late for meetings.
En el spring break.
In the spring break. In the spring break.
Ella se disculpó con su jefe.
She apologized to her boss. She apologized to her boss.
Turquía ofrece lugares muy especiales a los visitantes extranjeros.
Turkey offers very special sites to foreign visitors. Turkey offers very special sites to foreign visitors.
Me alegra volver a verte.
It's nice to see you again. It's nice to see you again.
Ella está esperando un bebé.
She is expecting a baby. She is expecting a baby.
Motivar a los estudiantes universitarios a enfrentar nuevos desafíos.
Motivate college students to face new challenges. Motivate college students to face new challenges.
El paisaje de Noruega fue simplemente impresionante.
The scenery in Norway was simply breathtaking. The scenery in Norway was simply breathtaking.
Un cliente importante va a volver pronto con nosotros.
An important client is returning to us soon. An important client is returning to us soon.
Puedes comprar sándwiches de pavo en todos los supermercados.
Turkey sandwiches can be bought at all supermarkets. Turkey sandwiches can be bought at all supermarkets.
Los estadounidenses comen más carne de res que los húngaros.
Americans eat more beef than Hungarians. Americans eat more beef than Hungarians.
La chuleta de cerdo con puré de papas es una combinación perfecta.
Pork chops with mashed potatoes is a perfect combination. Pork chops with mashed potatoes is a perfect combination.
Durante un examen de idiomas puedes usar un diccionario.
During a language exam you can use a printed dictionary. During a language exam you can use a printed dictionary.
Ni siquiera recuerdan el camino al jardín botánico.
They don't even remember the way to the botanical garden. They don't even remember the way to the botanical garden.
La cocina debe limpiarse todas las semanas.
The cooker should be cleaned every week. The cooker should be cleaned every week.
Viajar en auto es más barato para 5 personas que viajar en avión.
Traveling by car is cheaper for 5 people than traveling by plane. Traveling by car is cheaper for 5 people than traveling by plane.
Nos mantenemos en contacto con nuestros amigos.
We keep in touch with our friends. We keep in touch with our friends.
Los osos comen no solo fruta, sino también pescado y carne.
Bears eat not only fruit, but also fish and meat. Bears eat not only fruit, but also fish and meat.
Esther recibe muchas cartas de sus suegros.
Esther receives a lot of letters from her in-laws. Esther receives a lot of letters from her in-laws.
Creo que tienes toda la razón.
I believe you are absolutely right. I believe you are absolutely right.
¿Qué puede hacer este dispositivo?
What can this device do? What can this device do?
Te ves mucho más bonita con vestido que con pantalones.
You look much prettier in a dress than in pants. You look much prettier in a dress than in pants.
El ejercicio de ortografía fue mucho más complicado de lo que esperaba.
The spelling exercise was much more complicated than I expected. The spelling exercise was much more complicated than I expected.
Naturalmente, todos pueden tomar el metro hasta el aeropuerto.
Naturally, everybody can take the subway to the airport. Naturally, everybody can take the subway to the airport.
La estrella del norte apareció en el cielo.
The North Star appeared in the sky. The North Star appeared in the sky.
Me parece que.
It seems to me that. It seems to me that.
Todas son excelentes opciones.
All of them are excellent options. All of them are excellent options.
¿Qué planeamos para el tercer día?
What should we plan for the third day? What should we plan for the third day?
En mi opinión, ya hemos hablado de todo.
In my opinion, we have discussed everything. In my opinion, we have discussed everything.
La Plaza de los Héroes es un lugar en Budapest mundialmente famoso.
Heroes Square is a world-famous place in Budapest. Heroes Square is a world-famous place in Budapest.
Lo más pronto posible.
As soon as possible, ASAP. As soon as possible, ASAP.
Alquilamos un auto en Salzburgo por 3 semanas.
We hired a car in Salzburg for 3 weeks. We hired a car in Salzburg for 3 weeks.
Finalmente, tengo una pregunta para ti.
Finally, I have a question for you. Finally, I have a question for you.
Los excursionistas no reaccionaron a las noticias de inmediato.
The hikers didn't react to the news immediately. The hikers didn't react to the news immediately.
Venecia es famosa por sus calles estrechas.
Venice is famous for its narrow streets. Venice is famous for its narrow streets.
El té de menta es el favorito de Cecil.
Peppermint is Cecil's favorite tea. Peppermint is Cecil's favorite tea.
La mayoría de las familias danesas pueden permitirse viajar a países tropicales.
Most Danish families can afford to fly to tropical countries. Most Danish families can afford to fly to tropical countries.
Pagar una cierta cantidad de dinero.
Pay a certain amount of money. Pay a certain amount of money.
Filadelfia está lejos de nuestro destino.
Philadelphia is far from our destination. Philadelphia is far from our destination.
Donde sea que vaya, siempre encuentro pequeños cafés.
Wherever I go, I always find small cafes. Wherever I go, I always find small cafes.
Dame un minuto, por favor.
Give me a minute, please. Give me a minute, please.
Soy muy precavido cuando viajo al extranjero.
I'm very cautious when I travel abroad. I'm very cautious when I travel abroad.
Las semillas de lino pueden darte mucha más energía de lo que piensas.
Flax seeds can give you far more energy than you think. Flax seeds can give you far more energy than you think.
El bienestar financiero es muy importante para las personas.
Financial well-being is quite important for people. Financial well-being is quite important for people.
Rara vez podemos ver zorros en Europa.
We can rarely see foxes in Europe. We can rarely see foxes in Europe.
Aunque Martin ama el mar, le tiene miedo a las olas.
Although Martin loves the sea, he is afraid of the waves. Although Martin loves the sea, he is afraid of the waves.
Gracias por su amabilidad.
Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your kindness.
¿Tienes faldas con estampado de flores?
Do you have flower-patterned skirts? Do you have flower-patterned skirts?
Cada vez hay más personas que tienen sus propios negocios.
There are more and more people who run their own businesses. There are more and more people who run their own businesses.
Levantar pesas puede llevar a un mejor bienestar.
Weightlifting can lead to better well-being. Weightlifting can lead to better well-being.
Son fotógrafos aficionados.
They are keen photographers. They are keen photographers.
¿Es posible prestarle atención al maestro con tanto calor?
Is it possible to pay attention to the teacher in such heat? Is it possible to pay attention to the teacher in such heat?
¿Qué escribió ella en su diario?
What did she write into her diary? What did she write into her diary?
Apagar la luz del comedor.
Turn the light off in the dining room. Turn the light off in the dining room.
Es hora de comenzar a aprender alemán.
It's time to start learning German. It's time to start learning German.
¿Tienes un tatuaje?
Do you have a tattoo? Do you have a tattoo?
Si quieres, podemos pedir una pizza.
If you want, we could order a pizza. If you want, we could order a pizza.
Depende de cuánto tiempo tengas.
It depends on how much time you have. It depends on how much time you have.
¿Puedo darte un abrazo?
Can I give you a hug? Can I give you a hug?
¿Están ocupados hoy?
Are they busy today? Are they busy today?
Me gustaría reservar una habitación doble por 3 noches.
I would like to book one double room for 3 nights. I would like to book one double room for 3 nights.
Túnez es un lugar conocido por los turistas.
Tunisia is a well-known place among tourists. Tunisia is a well-known place among tourists.
La comida tailandesa contiene muchas verduras y pastas.
Thai foods contain a lot of vegetables and pasta. Thai foods contain a lot of vegetables and pasta.
Volveré en unos 5 minutos.
I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Islandia es un país pequeño pero muy agradable.
Iceland is a small but very nice country. Iceland is a small but very nice country.
Del mismo modo.
In the same way. In the same way.
No tengo ninguna experiencia laboral.
I don't have any work experience. I don't have any work experience.
Realmente me gusta la fragancia de este perfume.
I really like the fragrance of this perfume. I really like the fragrance of this perfume.
En realidad, es una generosa oferta.
Actually, it is a generous offer. Actually, it is a generous offer.
Conozco un peluquero con experiencia, M.
I know an experienced hairdresser. I know an experienced hairdresser.
Si conoces a tu enemigo, puedes ganar fácilmente.
If you know your enemy, you can win easily. If you know your enemy, you can win easily.
En ambos casos.
In both cases. In both cases.
Tu opinión personal importa.
Your personal opinion matters. Your personal opinion matters.
Los mejores amigos son comprensivos.
Best friends are understanding. Best friends are understanding.
Rebecca tiene un buen sentido del humor.
Rebecca has a good sense of humor. Rebecca has a good sense of humor.
Decir la verdad.
To tell the truth. To tell the truth.
Las personas optimistas hacen del mundo un lugar mejor.
Optimistic people make the world a better place. Optimistic people make the world a better place.
Es muy considerado de tu parte.
It's so considerate of you. It's so considerate of you.
La nuez es buena para tu cerebro.
Walnut is good for your brain. Walnut is good for your brain.
En la mayoría de situaciones.
In most situations. In most situations.
Tuvieron que tomar una decisión difícil.
They had to make a tough decision. They had to make a tough decision.
El avión despega a las 2 p.m.
The plane takes off at 2 p.m. The plane takes off at 2 p.m.
Nada es imposible.
Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible.
Probablemente superará la ruptura rápidamente.
He'll probably get over the breakup quickly. He'll probably get over the breakup quickly.
¿Ella necesita otra tostadora?
Does she need another toaster? Does she need another toaster?
Los investigadores todavía no están seguros de los resultados.
Researchers are still not sure about the results. Researchers are still not sure about the results.
Gire a la derecha en la rotonda.
Turn right at the circle. Turn right at the circle.
El gerente nos mostró la fábrica de automóviles.
The manager showed us around in the car factory. The manager showed us around in the car factory.
No tires tu ropa innecesaria.
Don't throw away your unnecessary clothes. Don't throw away your unnecessary clothes.
Nuestros vecinos organizaron una fiesta después de Navidad.
Our neighbors organized an after-Christmas party. Our neighbors organized an after-Christmas party.
Había miles de conchas en la playa.
There were thousands of shells on the beach. There were thousands of shells on the beach.
Deberían bajarle el volumen a esa música fuerte.
They should turn down that loud music. They should turn down that loud music.
Una de las primeras verduras en aparecer en primavera es el rábano.
One of the earliest vegetables in spring is the radish. One of the earliest vegetables in spring is the radish.
Harold habla en voz muy baja.
Harold speaks very quietly. Harold speaks very quietly.
Cualquiera puede hacer tales trucos.
Anyone can do such tricks. Anyone can do such tricks.
Acompáñanos a tomar un té.
Join us for a tea. Join us for a tea.
Una vez más.
One more time. One more time.
Marilla solicitó información detallada sobre los hámsters.
Marilla asked for detailed information about the hamsters. Marilla asked for detailed information about the hamsters.
He ido a parques de diversiones unas cuantas veces.
I have been to amusement parks a few times. I have been to amusement parks a few times.
El título de este artículo inspirador.
The title of this inspirational article. The title of this inspirational article.
Él dona parte de sus ingresos a diferentes organizaciones benéficas.
He donates part of his income to different charities. He donates part of his income to different charities.
Ella trata a Julie como una niña.
She treats Julie as a child. She treats Julie as a child.
Presione el botón morado.
Press the purple button. Press the purple button.
¿Cómo se ve?
What does it look like? What does it look like?
Voy a contar las palabras.
I am going to count the words. I am going to count the words.
Agregue otro huevo a la mezcla.
Add one more egg to the mixture. Add one more egg to the mixture.
¿Qué sugieres?
What do you suggest? What do you suggest?
Comparar los precios.
Compare the prices. Compare the prices.
Si devuelve el recibo, cambiaremos el producto.
If you bring back the receipt, we will exchange the product. If you bring back the receipt, we will exchange the product.
¿Puedes explicar la diferencia entre las dos reglas?
Can you explain the difference between the two rules? Can you explain the difference between the two rules?
Mi terrier tibetano siempre se comporta bien.
My Tibetan Terrier always behaves well. My Tibetan Terrier always behaves well.
A menudo mezclo frutos rojos con yogurt fresco.
I often mix berries with fresh yogurt. I often mix berries with fresh yogurt.
La naturaleza en el otoño es particularmente colorida.
Nature in fall is especially colorful. Nature in fall is especially colorful.
Hay pocas parteras en la clínica.
There are few midwives in the clinic. There are few midwives in the clinic.
¿Cuánto cuesta una afeitadora?
How much does a razor cost? How much does a razor cost?
La versión final del ensayo.
The final version of the essay. The final version of the essay.
Afrontar algunos desafíos.
Cope with some challenges. Cope with some challenges.
¿Qué raza es tu perro?
What breed is your dog? What breed is your dog?
El camino es apenas visible debido a la niebla.
The road is hardly visible because of the fog. The road is hardly visible because of the fog.
La niña lloraba porque no le dieron la muñeca.
The little girl was crying because she didn't get the doll. The little girl was crying because she didn't get the doll.
La casa de nuestro instructor de yoga favorito está en venta.
Our favorite yoga instructor's house is for sale. Our favorite yoga instructor's house is for sale.
En el ala sur del edificio.
In the southern wing of the building. In the southern wing of the building.
Michelle tomó el amor de su novio por sentado.
Michelle took her boyfriend's love for granted. Michelle took her boyfriend's love for granted.
Una lechuza está sentada en la rama del árbol.
An owl is sitting on the branch of the tree. An owl is sitting on the branch of the tree.
La popularidad de los autos eléctricos está creciendo rápidamente.
The popularity of electric cars is quickly growing. The popularity of electric cars is quickly growing.
Es hora de que lance un sitio web.
It's time for me to launch a website. It's time for me to launch a website.
Si los niños hubieran estado en mi casa, habrían conocido a Santa Claus.
If the kids had been at my place, they would have met Santa Claus. If the kids had been at my place, they would have met Santa Claus.
Usted me recuerda a mi suegro.
You remind me of my father-in-law. You remind me of my father-in-law.
No me arrepiento de nada de lo que he hecho.
I don't regret anything I've done. I don't regret anything I've done.
La vida citadina puede ser mucho más dinámica que la vida en el campo.
Urban life can be much more dynamic than country life. Urban life can be much more dynamic than country life.
Cuanto más trabajo ahora, menos tengo que trabajar más tarde.
The more I work now, the less I have to work later. The more I work now, the less I have to work later.
No sabemos si su calificación es suficiente para este trabajo.
We don't know whether her qualification is enough for this job. We don't know whether her qualification is enough for this job.
Muchos departamentos están en alquiler este año.
A lot of apartments are for rent this year. A lot of apartments are for rent this year.
Estoy sin palabras.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
Esto es simplemente increíble.
This is just incredible. This is just incredible.
Necesitamos pintar toda la cerca.
We need to paint the entire fence. We need to paint the entire fence.
A Angela le apasionada la jardinería.
Angela is passionate about gardening. Angela is passionate about gardening.
Encontré la prueba que estaba buscando.
I found the proof that I was looking for. I found the proof that I was looking for.
Eliana se va pronto.
Eliana is leaving soon. Eliana is leaving soon.
¿Cerraste la puerta cuando entraste al jardín?
Did you close the gate when you entered the garden? Did you close the gate when you entered the garden?
Voy descalzo porque es más cómodo, M.
I go barefoot because it is more comfortable. I go barefoot because it is more comfortable.
Cuando alcance mis objetivos.
When I reach my goals. When I reach my goals.
¿Daniela es la responsable de alimentar al conejillo de Indias?
Is Daniela responsible for feeding the guinea pig? Is Daniela responsible for feeding the guinea pig?
El terremoto destruyó algunas carreteras.
The earthquake destroyed some roads. The earthquake destroyed some roads.
Lograron rescatar a los sobrevivientes.
They managed to rescue the survivors. They managed to rescue the survivors.
¿Aceptan tarjetas bancarias?
Do you accept bank cards? Do you accept bank cards?
Las frases motivacionales me ayudan a rendir mejor.
Motivational quotes help me perform better. Motivational quotes help me perform better.
Ojalá tuviera la oportunidad de cantar en un coro.
I wish she had the chance to sing in a choir. I wish she had the chance to sing in a choir.
Varios países enviaron donaciones a las zonas afectadas por las inundaciones.
Several countries sent donations to the flood-stricken areas. Several countries sent donations to the flood-stricken areas.
¿Qué tipo de fondo de pantalla quieres que elija?
What type of wallpaper would you like me to choose? What type of wallpaper would you like me to choose?
Es más difícil concentrarse en tus tareas diarias sin aire acondicionado.
It's harder to concentrate on your daily tasks without air conditioning. It's harder to concentrate on your daily tasks without air conditioning.
Los sábados hago principalmente tareas domésticas.
On Saturdays I mainly do housework. On Saturdays I mainly do housework.
Me gusta hacer cosas creativas.
I like doing creative things. I like doing creative things.
Estoy muy agradecido contigo, M.
I am so thankful for you. I am so thankful for you.
Deberíamos contratar más personas para esta tarea tan difícil.
We should hire more people for this difficult task. We should hire more people for this difficult task.
Me sentí aliviado cuando recibí comentarios positivos. M.
I was relieved when I got positive feedback. I was relieved when I got positive feedback.
Es de un material suave.
It is a soft material. It is a soft material.
Una grave sequía azotó toda la región.
A serious drought hit the whole region. A serious drought hit the whole region.
Los crucigramas puede aumentar tu vocabulario.
Crossword puzzles can increase your vocabulary. Crossword puzzles can increase your vocabulary.
Hay más personas rubias en los países escandinavos que en los estados de los Balcanes.
There are more blonde people in Scandinavian countries than in the Balkan states. There are more blonde people in Scandinavian countries than in the Balkan states.
Tenga cuidado con este paquete porque es frágil.
Be careful with this package because it is fragile. Be careful with this package because it is fragile.
Resultó que Joe fue aceptado en la Universidad de Cambridge.
It turned out that Joe was accepted to the University of Cambridge. It turned out that Joe was accepted to the University of Cambridge.
Sin importar cómo decidas, puedes contar conmigo.
However you decide, you can count on me. However you decide, you can count on me.
Mi clase tuvo una memorable ceremonia de graduación.
My class had a memorable school leaving ceremony. My class had a memorable school leaving ceremony.
Le aconsejé que escuchara su corazón.
I advised her to listen to her heart. I advised her to listen to her heart.
¿A quién le pediste ayuda?
Who did you ask for help? Who did you ask for help?
¿Quieres que almorcemos juntos en el descanso?
Should we have lunch together in the break? Should we have lunch together in the break?
¿Cuál es el próximo libro que te gustaría leer?
Which is the next book you would like to read? Which is the next book you would like to read?
Prefiero los zoológicos a los parques de diversiones.
I prefer zoos to amusement parks. I prefer zoos to amusement parks.
¿Cuántas entrevistas de trabajo has tenido hasta ahora?
How many job interviews have you had so far? How many job interviews have you had so far?
Si fuera tú, reemplazaría el azúcar por miel.
If I were you, I would replace the sugar with honey. If I were you, I would replace the sugar with honey.
Adele es un profesor efectivo.
Adele is an effective lecturer. Adele is an effective lecturer.
Hannah sigue las últimas tendencias de la moda.
Hannah follows the latest fashion trends. Hannah follows the latest fashion trends.
No suelo comer fideos porque soy intolerante al gluten.
I don't often eat noodles because I am gluten intolerant. I don't often eat noodles because I am gluten intolerant.
Las sopas calientes y espesas son excelentes en las noches frías de invierno.
Thick, warm soups are great on cold winter evenings. Thick, warm soups are great on cold winter evenings.
Esta serie médica es similar a la que vi anoche.
This medical series is similar to the one that I saw last night. This medical series is similar to the one that I saw last night.
La madre de Jason está cansada del desorden en su habitación.
Jason's mother is fed up with the mess in his room. Jason's mother is fed up with the mess in his room.
Los niños están recolectando algo de dinero para el regalo de despedida de su maestro de tutorías.
The children are collecting some money for their homeroom teacher's farewell present. The children are collecting some money for their homeroom teacher's farewell present.
Tus acciones tienen consecuencias.
Your actions have consequences. Your actions have consequences.
Este término en la universidad es tan fácil como el último.
This term at college is as easy as the last one was. This term at college is as easy as the last one was.